join us on this 2-hour journey, weigh in on anything we're discussing, and we'll probably mention it on air. Good evening to the night shift. We appreciate everybody for chiming in tonight already. Don't forget to follow the show as well. But I've been doing some crack research on the Bearcats of Cincinnati and my thoughts on how they finished last year versus what we can expect out of them on August 28th, which is 41 days away, folks. We mentioned this earlier in the week. They're returning just 2 starters from their offense a year ago. But according to Phil Steele, they're projected to average 426 yards per game and score 28.6 points per game as well. Nebraska gave up just 19.8 per game last year, which is nuts. Because if you take the Indiana game where they got 9,646 points put up against them out of the equation, they still only gave up 16.5. So that Indiana game doesn't even really reflect that poorly against Nebraska's defense from a logistics standpoint. And they only had 5 games where they allowed 10 points or less as well. Since he averaged 25.1 points per game last year, and interestingly enough, they played 5 top 50 defenses. Miami, Ohio, Arizona State, which they beat, Colorado, Iowa State, and Kansas State, all top 50 defenses. They averaged 21.5 points against those teams in those top 5 matchups, and they including putting up 24 against that Arizona State vaunted defense. Surprisingly enough, Miami of Ohio finished last year 15th in total scoring defense, 2 spots ahead of Nebraska that finished 17th. And they put up 27 on them, including a 50-yard field goal at the end of with about a minute left in regulation that kind of iced that game. So they were able. I mean, we all know Cincinnati goes 5-7 last year. Started off 5-2 and then lost their last 5 games. I really think it's interesting how much the offense was able to move the ball at the beginning of the season versus the end of the season, because statistically they played earlier half of the year and then just kind of fell apart at the end of the season. But as we mentioned last week, the struggles down the stretch moving the ball, they finished 89th offensively, and a lot of it was due to those last 5 games of the season. I think it's important to remember Cincinnati did start off 5-2. Now they go 0-7 in the latter half, but that offense seemed to be hitting on all cylinders early, and Sorsby threw for 426 yards against Texas Tech and torched that defense. He threw for 66 against Iowa State. Those games were 5 weeks apart.
Yeah.
So this offense was maybe the most Jekyll and Hyde offense in the country a year ago. And when you only bring back 2 guys from a year ago, including Sorsby, the quarterback, it's really difficult to gauge what this is going to look like. Phil Steele has them ahead of where they were last year. And you would think with the returning quarterback, same head coach, that's understandable. But that to me is going to be the game with inside the game on August 28th is, what does this version of Cincinnati's offense look like versus what does this version of Nebraska's defense look like? Because they're the 2 less common denominators from a year ago.
Well, I think that when the schedule came out and we saw Cincinnati neutral site game, I think a lot of people just on
remember when it was in Indianapolis?
Well, just on gut reaction, people were like, "Well, that's a win." Right? Just instantly like Nebraska 5-17 winning that game. And like the more you dig into it, the more you look at the players that they have, the transfers that they got in, the way they started the season last year, I think you can start to talk yourself into some doubts a little bit about like, okay, still think Nebraska should win the game, but by how much? Like, is this going to be a much tighter contest? Is it a guaranteed win? Is it in the same guaranteed win column that we had it in when the schedule came out?
And a lot of people were saying Nebraska by 9, 10, 10.5, somewhere in that range. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people feel comfortable with, especially considering Nebraska's record in openers against Power 5 schools. Nebraska has lost 4 of their last 5 season openers to Power 5 teams. The last time they beat a Power 5 team to open the season, you have to go all the way back to 2003, where Jamal Lord switches from 10-5, and they beat Oklahoma State in a 17-7 slugfest in Lincoln. And we know about Illinois 3 years ago. We know about Northwestern 2 years ago. Obviously, Jeff Sims in Minnesota is still fresh in our mind from 2 seasons ago. But this team feels very different than we talk about offseason national championships. Expectations have been kind of tempered a little bit heading into this season.
The other thing you have to think about when you're, weighing up this game is, yes, we think Nebraska has talent, but this offense has a lot of new pieces.
Finished 102nd nationally.
This is going to be their first time playing a live competitive game with one another and it's against the Cincinnati team that is really looking to come in and shock people and win the game.
Well, so if you're really down on Cincinnati, how these two teams kind of compare from the way their seasons went, statistically, returning a second-year quarterback, there are a lot of similarities in this team. In this game, Nebraska averaged 23.5 points per game last year. That's 103rd, not 102nd nationally, scoring just 38 touchdowns. So 3.1 touchdowns per game. Cincinnati finished 62nd in scoring defense, allowing 24.58 points per game. So these teams on both sides of the ball are basically riding the middle of the road in the country last year and are about exactly on the same page on both sides of the ball.
And it could take time for the offense to gel. Look, you're starting with, yes, I know he coached about half the season as the offensive coordinator last year, but this is the first year that it's like his show, right? With all his stuff.
He's had a whole offseason too.
Sure. But there's just...
Shout out to Mike Neville for that police siren.
Do you believe ever that in the first game of the season, a team is a finished product? I don't. I don't think anybody
That's never
does.
been the case for any team, let alone a Nebraska team in the last 15 to 20 years.
And when you're a team of, let's face it, Nebraska's caliber, if you're not a finished product, you stand to lose to just about anyone from a Power 5 conference.
Cincinnati gave up 6.07 yards per play last season. Nebraska averaged 5.29 yards per play by the end of the year. The Huskers averaged 359 yards per game as well. That's 55 yards under the national average, by the way. So Nebraska at the end of the season last year, throw that Wisconsin game into the equation, still was below average moving the football in the country. And this defense, Phil Steele has projected as a top 30 defense coming into this game. And we've talked about the turnover battle. Nebraska, for the second year in a row, the third year in a row, comes in the negative side of the turnover margin. And obviously for 2 of those years, it's been under Matt Rule. Now, they were minus 17 2 years ago, minus 2 a season ago. Obviously, vastly improved there. Hey, listen, if Nebraska can improve by another 15 turnovers, we're going to be humming right along, right? So I really think the way Nebraska's able to hold Cincinnati's offense in check versus Nebraska's ability to move the football and play the game inside the game, you're obviously going to have your first 10 scripted plays. How do you figure out a way to move the ball after that? Because that was the biggest problem outside of the Wisconsin game. Specifically, I think about that USC game. Things looked like they were going great in that first drive, and then it fell apart down the stretch. And that's a Dana Holgorsen coached game. So for me, Nebraska's got to find a way to keep Cincinnati's defense on their toes while being creative and not getting stagnant with the way they're moving the football.
I think in a game like this, more than almost any other on the schedule, the running game for Nebraska is so important because you talk about all those things like timing between the quarterback and wide receiver, communication on the offensive line. But if you can get your big uglies to move bodies out of the way and let your backs find the hole and gain 4 yards a carry, you're probably going to be all right. So early on in the season, especially in game 1.
You can factor that into any of the games as well, by the way.
But to get a win in this game, I think especially running the ball is going to be absolutely vital.
Well, and listen, I think we all agree that Emmett Johnson was definitely the best running back by the end of the season last year. But Dante Dowdell, the entire season, was the tone setter. When you needed somebody to come out and set the tone early in a game, think about the Colorado game running through Shiloh Sanders and things like that. He was the guy, if you needed a pop play on the ground to kind of establish physicality, he was the guy that did that. Now, later in the game, he struggled with seeing holes. And he struggled. Listen, I'm not saying Dante Dowdell was a polished product by any stretch of the imagination.
But hated the way he ran inside zone.
I agree.
Hated it.
I think he did. I think he hated the way he ran inside zone. But if you put him behind the quarterback and let him get ahead of steam towards the line, it usually went relatively well. Now, I think he was much better as a third down back than a first down back. But whenever you needed a tone-setting run, especially in that first half of the season, he was the go-to guy. Can Emmett Johnson be that for you? Or is he such of an off-speed pitch? He doesn't need to be that. And that's something you're going to have to figure out early in the season.
Yeah, this game is looking like, and maybe, it's just the anxieties of the season approaching. You can say that possibly, but this game looks a little more concerning than it did 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, listen, you got a lot of national pundits that are coming out and saying this Cincinnati team is going to be vastly improved. But with that being said, as we mentioned, when you only have 2 guys coming back on that offense, there's going to be a learning curve. Like it will be a miracle if there's a Cincinnati or a Indiana-esque they just got it figured out, gelled together moment at the beginning of the season for this Bearcats team. And with that being said, Scott Satterfield's a little bit on the hot seat there too. I mean, there's been a major drop off since Luke Fickell left Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And if he has another below 500 season, he may be out of
Luke Fickell might be going back to Cincinnati.
Scott Frost is back at UCF. We got Rich Rod back at West Virginia. I mean,
everything old
if everybody's following a trend, it means Luke Fickell is the next Bearcats head coach. But listen, if Scott Satterfield comes out and loses this game, his seat's going to be really, really hot. And do these transfer players want to play for this coach? And if they do, and if he's as good of a motivator as he seems to be, it's going to be a team that might come out with their hair on fire. Nebraska routinely has not answered well to teams like that.
So the question from the outset was, what is a realistic expectation for Nebraska in this game?
That is my question to you.
And I think the only expectation that I can have at this point is for Nebraska to win. Like, it doesn't matter by how much. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Against a Power 5 opponent in game one, just win the game. Put a mark in the column under the W and move on. You'll have two much easier games to tune things up after that. But look, just win the game. That's the only expectation that I can have. I don't want to try to start expecting, Dylan Raiola has got to throw for 300. Emmett Johnson's got to run for 100. The defense has to produce 5 sacks. They got to get 3 turnovers. Doesn't matter. Just win. That's the only expectation. I think Nebraska should win the game. That's the only expectation that I have for game one.
And you can make that statement about every one of these games this season, because we talked about it last night. The importance of winning this year.
Well, I could have
pillars around you.
The Houston Christian game is different to me. Like, you got to win that game by a ton.
What if they lose? They're not going to. But, listen, people around here didn't think they were going to lose to Georgia Southern.
We're just talking about the expectation. And Nebraska should have expected to beat Georgia Southern.
See, I think a lot of people around here have this penciled in as a 10 to 14-point win for Nebraska. Partisan Nebraska crowd, a lot of changing pieces at Cincinnati, and the names on the front of the jerseys, right? But I would be surprised if this team comes out flat and just rolls over for Nebraska. This could be one of those one-score games where everybody's holding their breath at the end of it. And I think that might not necessarily be the worst thing in the world, especially if Nebraska comes out on top.
If they win a one-score game to start the season, I mean, how long is that narrative going to just continue to breathe?
Well, it's a couple things, right? It's you beat a Power 5 team to open up the season. You win a one-score game. You win a home, or you win the opener as well. And if you're able to win it by one score, like break the bowl game curse. Win a one-score game and you win a season opener. I mean, listen, I don't think we got to sacrifice Little Red at the 40 or the 50-yard line anymore to make that work.
So are you with me? Like, the only expectation is to just win?
Yeah, especially with looking at the numbers and comparing them and seeing how similar this is. 2 months ago, I think I would have said Nebraska needs to come out and they need to look impressive here for what, especially with Michigan on the horizon 3 weeks away. And listen, we're just 41 days. We're less than 7 weeks away from, or 6 weeks away from the kickoff of this game, less than 5 weeks away from the start of college football. And as this gets closer, and we're not into fall camp yet, and there's conversations about Tyler Kanak maybe being the starting right tackle now, opposite of Elijah Pritchett, and there's a lot of discussion being had. Now, you guys got to stay healthy in fall camp, and there's an injury or two that could completely change the narrative from both of these teams. So for right now, on July 18th, I'm with you. Be in a situation at the end of the game where you're in a position to win and don't give that up. That's my expectation for this team.
So even if they're not in a position to win at the end of the game? I mean,
I think that's a failure. I mean, you're returning more starters on both sides of the ball. You're coming off a positive and winning a bowl game for the first time. You've got a lot of momentum going into this offseason now. Nebraska's had a lot of momentum going into a lot of off seasons, but this feels a little bit different. Matt Rhule talked about how important getting those 10 practices in before a bowl game and getting that extra game in from a development standpoint. You feel really good about those young linebackers. You feel really good about what they did on the defensive line through the transfer portal and Riley Van Poppel starting the season. Throw Williams Nwaneri into that conversation. We really like Willis McGahee around here, and you've got a linebacker in V9 who's got his own nickname, where Matt Rhule talked about not giving those out to freshmen, but gave it to him a year ago. And you bring back Deshaun Singletary in the secondary as well, and we feel probably the best about that defensive back room out of all three of those rooms, from a talent specifically level
and experience.
It just feels like you have the upper hand from a talent and a returning talent standpoint. And for me, for that reason, Nebraska's losing going into that fourth quarter. and you have probably an 80% Nebraska crowd, something has probably gone severely wrong.
I would say so. I like for game one, I don't need it to be a blowout. I don't need them to win by 35 points.
Listen, if it's 13-10 at the start of the fourth quarter, Nebraska's winning, and they win 16-10, I'm perfectly fine
happy.
With that. Yeah,
happy with that. Absolutely. That's it. You just have to mark the W.
I'm going to have some questions about the offense on Monday, but sure. I'm perfectly
Everybody
fine
will.
With that situation. Hey, if you want to hear us break down what we expect against Cincinnati, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. You heard it here first. Allo has teamed up with DirecTV and launched Allo Mobile all at the same time. This product combines internet, TV, mobile phone service with nationwide coverage you can depend on. This is real service, and it comes with real savings you're not going to want to miss. Switch, stack, and save with Allo Fiber at allofiber.com/stack. Before Labor Day, bundle all three services, internet, TV, and mobile. Save it for 2 years. That's right. No price change, no surprise in your bill at all for 24 months. Head over to allofiber.com/stack and save tonight. The NFL Players Association pays with a lot of things with $1 bills. We're going to tell you what we mean on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. John Schreiner here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We've been telling you about all the great golf gear that Jerry Ryan has in stock right now. If you get to 78th and Dodge, you can look at it yourself. And tonight, we're going to mention Mizzen and Main. Mizzen and Main, great brand, great clothes. You are going to love the selection that they have at Jerry Ryan in the golf polos. You're going to love it. It's easy to take care of. It's not going to shrink in the wash. It's going to fit you right. And they have great designs on the Mizzen and Main golf polos. If you need new golf gear, stop on in. Right in the middle of Omaha, 78th and Dodge. Easy to get to, and they will treat you right. Be sure to tell them that you heard about it on the After Hours Lounge. It's Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
A little more humid outside, but also warmer here on your Friday evening with temperatures that will eventually be in the upper 70s. That's after sunset tonight. Overnight hours, we drop into the lower 70s with a storm chance as storms move in from north to south overnight tonight, maybe lingering into your Saturday morning. That clears out Saturday afternoon, and we watch temperatures warm up into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today. Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it. Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Is the Force strong with you? Find out this July with Project Solo. Find your favorite Star Wars cans of your favorite Coke products through July 31st. Stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up 12 packs of Coke for just $3.99 when you purchase 4 between July 2nd through the 6th. Also pick up half-liter 6-packs with your favorite Star Wars characters for $3.99. 16-ounce body armor or 28-ounce Power Rate singles, just $1 all month long. Hy-Vee and Chesterman Coca-Cola, creating Jedi all over Nebraska.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's 6:23 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin. Tonight, the night shift is alive and well. Shout out to J-Man, Theo, Chris for punching in tonight and joining us. Chris, I'm glad you're enjoying a nice one beer Friday on your way off of the clock tonight. Feel free to punch in tonight. Be one of the barbacks. Let us know what your thoughts are on everything that we are talking about tonight.
And yes, Theo, we do care about the listeners.
We do. We always care. Listen, we are
Call in. Fans. We'll put you on.
402-951-1620. Dan would love to talk to you. No thoughts?
I love to talk to anybody.
You don't want to hear from the listeners, Dan Campinen?
I always want to hear from the listeners. You know, I'm also glad that J-Man has AC that works.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that doesn't have air conditioning problems, but if you do, head over to controlledcomfort.com tonight.
We got a guy.
Speaking of the listeners, I think we buried the lead a little bit today because there was a poll question we put up last night, and people really, really wanted to know the outcome of this poll. And it's not our typical trash takes. We asked, does Dan look like the generic dude that goes to Ole Miss? And
I forgot about that.
9 votes came in. I'm a little disappointed in the night shift for not having more votes in this because I thought this would be a huge, huge result. But overwhelmingly, 77% agree with Jimmy Allen. Dan looks like every generic dude that goes to Ole Miss. So Dan, we might need to get Lane Kiffin on the show and meet all of your dreams come true.
It would be great.
What's the first question you'd ask him? Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy with a good old inflection. Do you prefer the Lane Train or riffing with Kiffin?
Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question.
And how do you balance your social media fame with the fact that you don't give half a rip about your social media fame?
Not one F given.
Congratulations on having all daughters, Lane Kiffin.
You know who is not proud of their daughters? People that go to the NFL
Where are you going with this?
Players Association's establishments that we're about to.
I was like, excuse me?
Where are we going with this? I don't know what's happening.
I was like, you got about 10 seconds to explain yourself.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. The NFLPA concealed their partial victory over the collusion against the NFL owners in a grievance 3 weeks ago. That the reason that they basically didn't announce that the NFLPA won this grievance was because the chief officer in charge, JT Trader, came out and basically called Russell Wilson a wuss and talked a bunch of crap about him, and not great for an officer of the NFLPA to come out and openly bash players in the active NFL, or maybe even the former players of the NFL either. But now Lloyd Howell Jr. has resigned as resigned after an outside investigator hired by the union received documents this week showing that Howell charged the union for 2 of his visits to a gentleman's club that totaled over $738.82 in car services that picked him up directly from the airport and on official NFLPA union business and took him from the airport directly to a gentleman's establishment
where he stayed for 6 hours.
Do you want to give your thoughts on 6 hours at a strip club? Like, do you have takes on this?
6 hours. What could you possibly be doing for 6 hours?
It's a lot of Cisco being played.
It's also like, it's not the casino where they're bringing you free drinks. and there's no way that you're winning any of your money back, you're paying for your own drinks, and there's no way you're getting that cash back.
Yeah.
So,
also during the NFL Players Association Summit on February 21st, Howell, accompanied by employees of the Magic City Strip Club from an outing that occurred, causing $2,426 in charges, including cash withdrawals ranging from $200 to $525 at the club ATM, and sources documented showed that they used VIP rooms.
That's a $10 service charge to withdraw money.
Also, are we not sure that they were just at Magic City for the lemon pepper Lou Will special?
Maybe they got a good burger. But now Howell has stepped down, but according to Ronald Meacham, the lawyer for Wilmer Hale, has hired a special committee of players to investigate Howell's activities, and Meacham came out and said that our work is not done.
No hands-on research.
So he probably quit because this is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, guaranteed.
And this is a really, really bad look for the Players Association. And the only thing that I could think of reading all of this is I keep hearing the national pundits and people that write articles say the only way to fix NIL is to get contracts and have a players union. This is an adult.
Okay.
Hold on. These are adults in charge of that.
It's time for another Jimmy Allen conspiracy theory.
But hold on. Listen, how can we expect 18 to 24-year-olds to be able to manage this better than the Players Association of the NFL is doing it? If these are things that are happening when money gets involved with athletes, that's my concern. How much does this seem to be helping the NFL right now? Because it seems like it's hurting, and it's probably not going to help anything when we come for a collective bargaining agreement for the players' side of things either.
Okay, because one CEO committed financial crimes, CEOs should be outlawed.
Well, I mean, CEOs are getting snuggled up at Coldplay concerts now. And,
right, because one CEO snuggled up with his HR manager at a Coldplay concert. We don't have CEOs or HR managers anymore.
Well, if you think that's the only CEO.
Remember,
you think that's
this is how you get
if you think that's the only CEO that's ever done that, I question your inside the box
I don't
thinking.
think it, but still, individual responsibility still matters. The organization still has its merits. Just because someone who works there did something awful doesn't mean that the entire system needs to be burned down or vetoed or canceled or whatever.
But it's not one person. We just had a conversation about them covering up their victory to try to protect another member that's an officer of the players union. So this seems to be an internal problem that things are going awry from the representation of the players of the NFL more than it's, hey, two guys just really like Magic City.
One of the problems with the whole situation with the NFLPA is the board voted to remove the transparency clauses from the charter, and they elected this person without any outside investigation. There was no background check. They had a pool of candidates. The board secretly narrowed it down to 4 players and then 4 people, and then put that forward.
It kind of sounded like the board went, "Hey, Lloyd's a lot of fun. We should have him at the top of this."
And then they said, "Vote on these guys. You have 24 hours." And it's like
Lloyd's flashing the black card of Magic City. He's like,
so
if I get this gig, take care of some folks.
Again. Poorly run organizations don't mean organizations themselves should not exist.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, should this be a pause for the cause that a union and in contracts in college football are going to fix everything? Because there's a union and contracts in the NFL, and we just had a conversation about a player that got drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals that was being rumored to go back to college because they couldn't get a deal done. You also have guys like Jimmy Haslam giving guys that are being charged for sexual assault max contract. It's not like the NFL player union is 100% perfect and is fixing everything in the National Football League.
No, but can you imagine what the NFL would look like if there wasn't a players union?
It would look a lot like the UFC.
It would look a lot like exploitative labor is what it would look like.
Fair enough. But
it would look a lot like college football.
But there's also that happy medium.
People are making billions of dollars, and certain people are making $0.
There's a happy medium. Wrong. There's a happy medium there though too, because look at the flip side of what's going on in the NBA right now, where the players have all the power. That's not great either. You got load management. You've got declining numbers. You've got declining attendance. You got stars that don't really care about the brand. And so there seems to be this ever occurring power struggle in Major League Baseball, in the NBA, and the NFL about the players versus the owners versus the union versus the shield or the logo or whatever it is. But it doesn't ever feel like there's one correct answer, just because the point that you just pointed out, because the players technically earn the money where the owners technically benefit from it.
Okay. But here's the thing. All that might be true. But what we're talking about is one person who abused their position.
Two.
Okay. A couple of people, but JC Treader wasn't going to the strip club.
Can you confirm that?
I can't.
Were you in Magic City?
There's
no. Is that where you didn't go to LA? Did
there are no reports of JC Treader going to the strip club.
City's not in Los Angeles.
He was. That's why I said he wasn't.
Oh,
in LA.
excuse me.
I'm going to make a joke. You need to catch up.
The story is about Howell and how he abused his position and took advantage.
Yes.
Of the power that he had to do unscrupulous things while he was on company business.
Okay, but hold on. You don't see two red flags in a row and see a pattern. You see these as two very different things that just kind of happen, and these two guys are in two very different situations.
Well, I think JC
Treader gets a little bit of a pass because all of us kind of agree with what he had to say about Russell
Wilson's
Wilson.
a weirdo.
But he's also supposed to be a representative for Russell Wilson in that situation.
Yeah. Like, you can be not good at your job, and that was a bad hire by the players to hire those people to represent them. That was a bad move. And that's going to happen no matter what organization you're in. You're always going to get, like, at some point fooled by someone into thinking they're good for you when they're not. Like, that's always going to happen. That still doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a benefit to have, and like, I don't know where contracts in college football comes into this at all, but it doesn't mean that there wouldn't be a benefit to having the players be able to collectively bargain in college football.
I'm not against players getting contracts. I'm not about collectively bargaining. My point is, if we are having an issue with adults getting this position filled by people that can make the right decisions, because again, to your point, this was voted on. This was a collective decision by the players' union to have Howell as the
black box.
In what way?
In that they didn't get the time or the resources to investigate these people to see if they were scrupulous business dealings.
Fair enough. But now we're asking 19 to 20 or 18 to 22-year-olds to be able to do this while going to school, playing college football, and having representation, and having time to vote for those players or for that representation. When we can't expect the highest paid athletes in the world that are grown adults to do it and getting a positive result. Now, listen, I understand that this is one case, and Lloyd Howell is one instance of this happening. But to your point, the reason it happened was lack of time, lack of effort, lack of attention to detail. That basically sums up being a student athlete.
So, real quick, Jimmy, I don't think we're going to have to worry about this in the ranks of college football for a very long time.
Because 18 to 22-year-olds don't go to strip clubs?
No, not that portion of it whatsoever. I'm referring more to the portion that if it is up to the member institutions in the NCAA, they will drag their feet as long as they possibly can on a true classification of the word student, athlete, employee. How do we define this new relationship that we have? They're not going to do that whatsoever. Now,
couldn't agree more.
He who shall not be named has mulled over putting an executive order through and saying, like, this is how we have to define college athletes now because of the legislation that has gone through the various legal bodies in America. If that goes through, I'm still going to tell you right now, this is not going to be a problem because...
Oh, are you talking about Trump? I thought you were talking about Frost.
Yes, I'm talking about he.
Very confused
he
about
who must not be named.
Where you were going there for a second.
I was respecting your boundary of the show.
I got there.
Even if that goes through and there is a mandate there that is, hey, this is how you have to define these college athletes now, the NCAA and its member institutions will still stonewall for as long as they possibly can so that they don't have anything near this situation or the dreaded UNION word that would come in.
That spells union.
It does.
Yeah, and I think it's in the player's best interest. Just things like this where because it's been the break glass in case of emergency situation. Contracts will fix everything. I'm just saying this is a point where contracts don't necessarily fix everything. Power can become corrupt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Transfer fees. That's my advocate.
Hey, if you missed this segment, check it out at at 1620thezone.com under our radio replay page. It was not brought to you by Magic City. It was brought to you by a much more classy establishment. It's Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village. Open every day at 4:30, which means they're open right now. They have live music tonight. There's still just a few reservations left available in Rockbrook. Pasta made fresh every day and a staple of Omaha is still going strong and gearing up for its 40th year in business. Discover their hand-picked selection of exceptional wines. If you need a date night idea, Pasta Amore is the spot for you tonight. Stop by Rockbrook Village and grab some dinner and drinks tonight. We'll be right back. Who is the all-time old people in college football this year? We'll debate the other side of the break. 1620 Zone.
Hey everybody, John Schreiner here for Bob at Williams Law. Hopefully you do not ever find yourself in a situation like one Lloyd Howell finds himself in, because I can guarantee you there's going to be some legal proceedings in his future to recover some of that money. Well, maybe your legal proceedings aren't because of your mismanagement of company funds, but even so, they can be incredibly stressful to deal with. And if you have those stresses in your life and you have questions that you just can't find the answers to, you need to get with Bob at Williams Law. He's going to sit you down for your first no-obligation legal consultation, and he's not going to ask you to pay him any money up front. He'll answer your questions. He'll get you set for your day in court, whether it's for a criminal, civil, or personal matter, and Bob is going to be in your corner. If you need legal advice, check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
This summer, skip the backyard hassle and let Pepper Jacks do the grilling for you. We're talking hot off the grill flavor. Philly sandwiches, rice bowls, nachos, and more made fresh and fired up just how you like it. Whether you're fueling up after the game or grabbing a bite before you hit the pool, we've got your summer craving covered. Dine in, carry out, or hit up the Pepper Jacks app. No flames at home? No problem. We're grilling all summer long. Pepper Jacks, where flavor takes the field.
Pepper Jacks Grill.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today. Goose's Bar and Grill is the best kept secret in Papillion. A dynamite menu, live events, and great drink specials. 129 North Washington Street is the place to be all summer long. $3 tacos on Monday, the biggest tenderloins you can find on Tuesday, and celebrate Wing Wednesday with after hours with $1 wings on Wednesday. Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington in Papillion. Open till 10 Monday through Friday and 2 a.m. on the weekends. Goose's Bar and Grill, where there's always something going on.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
.642 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin tonight. The Athletic put out their farewell to the COVID-19 eligibility era, releasing their Athletic all-geezer college football team. And a couple familiar faces show up on this list. So these are all guys that have played at least 6 years in college football. Jeff Sims is returning to college football this year after 3 years. After 3 years,
Sam Levitt needs a backup.
After 3 years at Georgia Tech as the starter, 1 year as a starter in Lincoln, and now he will play 2 years in Tempe and be Sam Levitt's backup. He is he's the backup quarterback on this list as well. So Jeff Sims just can't catch a break in this situation. But the starting left tackle is Turner Corcoran, who also makes this list. Obviously a former top 100 recruit. He was injured in 2013, 2024. Stuart Mandel says he will he will suit up, for Nebraska's 18th straight "this could be the year" season. And
he took a couple of shots at Nebraska in this article.
Yeah, he didn't really pull any punches either. But that kind of brings us back to our conversation at the beginning of the show, right? It's the Cincinnati game. Everybody says we should expect to win. We should expect to dominate. We're back. This is the year. Year 3 of Matt Rule, just like it was year 2 of Scott Frost, just like Mike Riley once beat USC at Oregon State, and we find all these silver linings, but it's also a little humbling that it doesn't go unnoticed that every year it has been, this is the year we get back to the top. Now, obviously, there were some bright moments against Bo Pelini. People forget that Mike Riley also had Nebraska in the top 7 at one point. That feels like 10 million years ago. But I also think it's a tip of the cap to the people in Lincoln that despite everything we just said, there's always that hope. There's always that gleam of this could be the time. Here's the silver lining. Here's why it could work. Now, I don't think Turner Corcoran is going to fit into your equation for a guy that must be productive this year for Nebraska to be back. But also the fact that you get a guy that's played a lot of college football coming back on your offensive line and in that offensive line room. Now, I will be really surprised if Teddy Prohaska and Turner Corcoran are as big of pieces of the puzzles that they have been over the last 4 to 5 years because of the injuries they've sustained. But I think it's absolutely a big coup to have those guys as backups if you need them to come in.
Yeah, I like actually the depth on the line this year,
which is something we have not said in a very long time.
That's really good. The thing that stuck out to me, as I mentioned in this article, was the way Stuart Mandel just had a couple of veiled shots at Nebraska. In the Jeff Sims breakdown, he said, "It's hard to believe that the former 3-year Georgia Tech starter and brief Nebraska savior has been in college for only 6 years." That is said very condescendingly.
Right, but I mean, did anybody really feel that way?
Oh, a lot of people felt that way.
So Josh Peterson and I were doing USC.
Matt Rule said he had NFL talent.
Josh Peterson and I were doing USC last year, and we did a discussion. I think it was like the top 3 or top 7 most important players on offense, and we both agreed that we were going to leave Jeff Sims off because he was obviously the most important player because of the position he plays. But I don't think anybody felt that season was pivotal on him being this breakout, all-caliber Big Ten level quarterback. Now, you couldn't have it be as bad as he was, leading the nation in turnovers. It was on pace to do it again at Nebraska after his last year at Georgia Tech and the first few games that he played at Nebraska before he got hurt. But I don't know if anybody really looked at Jeff Sims as this guy that was going to come in and get Nebraska back to the promised land.
I think
Am I wrong in thinking that?
I think the coaching staff did, and a lot of the guys I hang out with off the show, they were like, oh, Jeff Sims is going to be really good. They're gonna turn him into an NFL quarterback, and I was just like, dudes, I don't see it, but whatever you I think there was a lot of sentiment out there that he was going to come to Nebraska and be a different player.
There was a lot of expectations around his athleticism, right? Like,
yeah,
which is totally understandable. He just never really put it together between the years. And listen, I don't think Arizona State's in a bad situation having him as a backup and a guy that's seen
by all accounts a great
lot
teammate.
Of football. Yeah, and was, according to everybody, the first guy to cheer on Heinrich Haarberg when he made a play and in that first year under Matt Rule. But yeah, I am one of those few people. Maybe I'm not in the minority here, but I'm kind of glad to see the 6th, 7th, 8th year guy come to an end in college football. This is long overdue.
The name that stood out to me on the list was Solomon Tuliaupupu from Montana. They said they don't normally include FCS players, but this was an extreme case. He spent 7 seasons at USC and is now playing his 8th season at Montana. So he missed his first 2 seasons because of foot surgery, and then the next 2 seasons because of injury. And then he got on the field in 22, missed the entire next season. All told, he's played 21 games in 7 years and theoretically has 2 more medical red shirts if he wants them. That is insane.
That would be 9 years of college football.
Well, it could, if he takes 2 medical red shirts, he could come back for a 10th.
Yeah, you're right. So listen, I'm all for guys getting another opportunity if they get hurt.
Yeah.
But what are we doing? Like, at some point, you just got to have a conversation. Hey, bud, it might be time to go get a job. Because I can't imagine the collective at Montana. It's got a whole lot of shillings to be given out to 8th-year defensive tackles.
The other one was the linebacker at Utah, Lavani Damuni, who initially signed with Stanford in 2017, but then went on a 2-year mission trip to New Zealand.
I mean, that's why I was going to bring this up, because it's not that much different. I think about Brandon Whedon at Oklahoma State that wouldn't play minor league baseball for a while. Like, I'm okay with that sense, but the 10 years thing is the thing that stuck out to me the most. Like, it's fine if you're going and doing things other than playing football. And I'll say that to say this. I am a big fan of not counting guys as JUCO years against them when they get up to the Division I level, because train of thought would tell us that if they had to go to JUCO, they weren't ready for that time period. So I think we should only judge them based on the time that they're in the level that they're at. So maybe that makes me a hypocrite in saying this about these guys that are 41 years old playing Division I college football, but I actually like that aspect of it. And I'm glad that rule came down.
And they had one other 8th-year senior on there as well. David Reese, the linebacker from Syracuse, who spent 5 years at Florida and then went 4 seasons without using any eligibility. Check this out. Redshirted his freshman season, a medical redshirt in 2019 and 21, and the COVID year in 2020. 4 years on campus, 0 years of eligibility used.
And none of these people are going to be doctors. I think that's important to point out. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It is brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating Air. You heard us mention a minute ago that a lot of the night shift members really happy that they have air conditioning in their house. If you don't have air conditioning in your house right now because your AC went out, break glass in case of emergency. Head over to ControlledComfort.com. I had to do that one time. We were all in LA for the Bud Crawford fight a year ago. My AC took a dive on me. Controlled Comfort was out at my house in an hour, had it fixed 30 minutes after that, and had us humming right along. They gave us expectations about how long our AC unit's going to be able to hold up as well. We're going to purchase a new AC unit from Controlled Comfort this year because the prognosis they gave us about 12 months is about how long our air conditioner lasted for us as well. Head over to ControlledComfort.com and set up a maintenance appointment and have peace of mind about your AC tonight. We'll be right back. We're going to find out what's trending on social media on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. Head over to axpservice.com right now for all your plumbing, water heater, gas piping, and backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated, and they'll leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. If you have a big-time plumbing problem, but not a big-time plumbing budget, there's also financing available on the website as well. Check out axpservice.com for more details today.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Maine, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Heat waves are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialists come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
I'm Omaha Athletic Director Adrian Dow, and I want to introduce you to 3 Omaha schools that are playing a vital role in keeping our community strong. We serve nearly 600 pre-K through 8th grade students, most of whom come from disadvantaged neighborhoods. These students receive a values-based education with the family support they need. I'm a proud member of the CUES Fund Board, which supports the CUES school system. To learn more, go to CUES Schools, that's CUES schools.org.
Here's the truth. When storms strike, your home needs fast, reliable care. Hi, this is Kevin with TDH Contracting in Waterloo, Nebraska. We are your local go-to for roofing, siding, gutters, and storm restoration. We're experts, fully licensed, insured, and take pride in quality work with no shortcuts. We offer free inspections and insurance claim assistance. Ensuring your home is our priority. Choose TDH Contracting for peace of mind. Visit us online at tdhcontracting.com and let us restore your home with expertise and care.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
.655 on a Friday night here at 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu. You can register for classes, become a Bruin as early as this fall. It's just a friendly reminder on July 18th that Rutgers football has won a national championship more recently than Oregon. Just throw it out there in the ether for anybody.
It's true.
Anybody that's curious, it is time. That might not be the social media soundbite, but
hold on, because I missed this off air conversation.
Oh, John asked me, but this is off air. I full disclosure, I got it wrong. When do you think Rutgers won their last national championship at football?
1982?
No,
not even close.
1932?
Almost 100 years before that, Dan.
When was it, John?
1869.
The birthplace of college football.
Well, that is interesting. And actually, we're going to take it over to the birthplace of golf right now. And I think we're going to learn something.
Scotland, right?
Yep.
I know golf. I know ball.
We're going to learn something about men and about especially John. I think one of John's favorite selection of men, extremely staunch British ones.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Now, I do think so. That clip is 44 seconds long, and they replay Scotty's shot because it was an amazing shot from Scotty Scheffler that just
amazing Scott from Scotty Scheffler.
A nice push.
Yeah.
Amazing shot, maybe.
Amazing Scheffler from Scott Shot.
There you go.
Just rolled right by the hole, but there was a wee toot, as they would call it over there in the British Isles, right
wind.
after his shot.
It would be wind.
Well, the first thing that I thought,
And they replay it twice though, and the second time I think is almost better because you can hear them like regaining their composure a little bit. And they're like, why is the fort still on the broadcast? This is hilarious.
Well, I don't know if it's just me and my level of immaturity, but anytime I hear somebody say the word downwind, the first thing I think about is a fart anyway.
Yeah.
So they kind of teed that
100%.
up. They teed that up perfectly. Unintended.
And the fact that they go, he's got a lot of wind behind his shot.
Yeah.
Watch it land on the green, roll by. Perfect timing.
Dan, do we have any update? What's going on? What's going on over there?
So yesterday we had the breaking wind incident on the broadcast, and today we had the F-bomb from Smiley Kaufman that I just happened to be watching when it happened.
Yep. Can we have a serious conversation real quick before we talk about F-bomb? Is Smiley Kaufman the best name for a broadcast?
That's very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh,
I don't think you had anything.
Oh shoot, yeah.
What do you guys? You were telling us about.
Well, you were asking for an update on what happened in golf today.
Yes. Well, who's winning right now? Who's winning the Open? Is it Scheffler? I know he was like 4 up at one point.
Scotty
Scheffler
has blasted his way to the
is
top of
the one who's
the
won. He went 7 under today and only had 1 bogey on his card, which
is 10 under
at Royal Portrush is basically like winning the major already. Portrush.
Which is incorrect.
Oh, we can make that joke. It is
have we talked about this publicly? It is not true. It is Portrush.
It is
Portrush. We have confirmed it.
Our sources are telling us.
But currently the top 4 on the leaderboard in order. Scotty Scheffler, and then in second, Matt Fitzpatrick. Then tied for third are Brian Harmon and Lee Hotong.
Do we know, is that Fitzpatrick related to Fitzmagic in any way?
He's not.
I don't believe so. He wishes he was though. He always says I could grow a beard in golf, but I don't.
Yeah, I watched the second half of Scotty's round today, and like, if he's going to putt like that, just hand him the claret jug now. Honestly, he was unbelievable on the green.
And really, that was the one bogey he had today. Was the only 3-putt that he had, and I was just blown away watching where he was striking the ball and how he was striking it today, because there were a lot of shots today where I was like, ooh, you're off to the left, you're off to the right. Famously at all of these like old courses that they play at for this event, the fescue is extremely thick and extremely rough.
Well, in the 4 minutes that I give us to talk about golf in this show, we talked about it last night, was the wind. Has it been windy? Has that been effective?
Rain. It's just been rain.
I saw that, but it didn't look like there was a whole lot of wind associated. I watched a little bit.
I don't think the wind's been terrible. At times, it's gusty. You're on the northern Irish coast. It's gusty, but the bigger problem has been just the water on the course.
And so it's been a problem in the fairways.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn.
But it's been helping them a ton on the greens right now.
But everything's sticky.
Yeah, because there are a ton of balls. I was watching today and just kind of only paying attention when I could with work. And there were a lot of balls that were sticking on the green pretty good. There were a couple shots where I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I watched a couple amateurs play earlier this week. There's no way you're sticking on those greens the way that they just are rolled already.
That has been our golf segment of the night. If you missed it, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com, where you can hear somebody fart on air. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If you're sick of your marketing campaigns having its wet fart happen on social media, you need to work with a team at Pixel Fire Marketing. They're going to ignite your social media presence, entice your ideal client, and engage your business online tonight. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details. We buy or sell on businesses.
Hey, everybody. John here for Paul Davis Restoration. Listen, the winds are coming through, and they bring with them storms. And what do storms do? They put water in your basement. If that's happening to you right now, or you're worried about some past issues that you have, and maybe there's some mold creeping into those lower levels of your house, call this number, 402-553-0373. Paul Davis will come out, and they will restore your home the way it was before any of that junk happened. And keep it on speed dial, because when the next round of storms comes through, when disaster strikes your home, they'll be out in a flash to help you get fixed up and living your life back the way it was. 402-553-0373. That's the number for Paul Davis Restoration.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen & Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Hey, neighbor. Oh my gosh, is your energy bill sky high again? When is it going to end?
Not anymore. My old windows were so drafty it felt like I had one open all the time. So I upgraded to Champion Windows.
Champion Windows? Are they really that good?
Whew, they're fantastic. Energy efficient, super durable, and backed by a lifetime guarantee. And right now, it's Champion's anniversary sale. They're celebrating over 72 years with 40% off new windows.
Wait, 40% off? That's a serious deal.
I know. I just went online and booked a free estimate. So easy.
So if I need windows and act now, I can save 40%?
Yep, but you gotta hurry.
Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule your free estimate. Champion's 40% off anniversary sale won't last long. Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit ChampionSaveNow.com. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Select styles apply. Minimum purchase required. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Nebraska or Iowa attorneys. A partner men can count on. 402-501-9800. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Cordell & Cordell, 13340 California Street, Suite 200, Omaha, Nebraska, 68154.
It's a special time at the Home Depot right now with 10% off special order carpeting. Discover stylish choices and simple prices on all special order carpeting, including special buy. Then let us install it all for you with prices starting at just 49 cents per square foot. Give your floors a stylish on-trend upgrade and save more with 10% off special order carpeting at the Home Depot. Going on now. Offer valid July 17th through August 3rd, 2025. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
It's 7:07 on a Friday night on 1620 Zone, where we always have a great time inside the After Hours Lounge. Brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You know, become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. Don't forget to punch in for the night shift and give us your best pickup line that worked in a bar one time. In the comment section, Dan Campion, you have buy or sell tonight. You can add me back to the stream whenever you're ready. And ask your first question when it is time to go.
Real quick, best pickup line I've ever used. Hey, baby, you want to be my panacea and converge on the dance floor?
Nope.
That's the best one? I would hate to hear the
That
worst
would be
one.
Pangea, Dan.
Panacea is a cure-all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but why would you converge with the panacea?
Hey, baby, do you want to be my panacea and converge on the dance floor?
He's converging before the cure-all or after the cure-all.
I don't get it. I'm not following.
It's saying you're my cure-all. Let's dance. Kansas has painted their end zones, and they are monochrome shades of blue of wheat blowing in the wind. Buy or sell, this looks good.
Well, you idiot, they didn't paint them. They laid them over with sod and carpet. So when you wrote this question, you clearly hadn't done your research yet.
Oh, sorry to the grass and carpet people out there.
They look great, though. They look absolutely fantastic. This looks super cool. It actually looks like the wheat is waving if the camera pans the correct direction, which the Sky Cam will do for ESPN and Fox Sports. This looks fantastic. Hats off to the people down in Lawrence. That stadium's brand new, and it looks terrific.
Look, I'm all for cool end zones, so do more of this.
Yep,
college
big
football,
fan.
Please. These are great. Keep doing it.
Yep, I buy as well. A-okay with it. It looks super cool, and it fits a theme that is appropriate for the team. Phil Steele has Nebraska's 3 levels on defense, D-line, linebacker, and defensive back in his top 10 in all levels in his rankings. Buy or sell, Nebraska's defense will be better this season than a year ago.
I'm starting to buy, man. Listen, I think Deshaun McCullough is the real deal. I really like what they've been able to do on the defensive line to replace those 2 guys from a year ago. You bring Cam Lenhart, who was a freshman All-American 2 years ago. If he can get back to that form and take another step forward. Williams Wineria, former 5-star guy. You bring Riley Van Poppel, who was a big piece what you did 2 years ago. We got a chance to redshirt and kind of sit last year from the sideline, watch Ty and Nash and develop that side of his game as well. We already talked about our affinity for those defensive backs this season. I think this defense could be better this season.
It's going to be hard for me to judge whether they're actually better, but I think the statistics will look better, and it's partly due to the schedule. I think the offenses that Nebraska's going to face this year, for the most part, they have a lot of questions. So right now, I'm willing to say that yes, the statistics will look better than they did a year ago.
Dan?
I buy. I think it's going to look better statistically, but I still think we're going to have kind of a leveling off in the defense.
Fair.
Which, to be fair, is a positive thing because our defense last year was good.
It's good.
In most regards.
What else we got?
TJ Watt has signed a 3-year, $123 million deal with Pittsburgh. Buy or sell, it made sense to get Watt signed in the Steel City.
I don't know what they're doing. I sell.
Whoa.
Because
okay.
I just don't understand how you're going to be able to go out and spend the money next season, because all signs point to the fact that you're probably going to have to go out and draft a quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers is going to be 97 years old next season after he probably gets hurt and can't finish this year. You're probably going to have to finish the season with Mason Rudolph if history repeats itself, as it has been known to do. Now, you're going to save some money on a rookie quarterback next year.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean, even if you do draft in the top 5 or top 10 or wherever, or if you're number 16 again, as Pittsburgh has just been prone to be, that you're going to get a guy that's going to be able to plug and play next year. So you might have to go out and get another veteran quarterback next season. You went and got DK Metcalf. You let George Pickens go. You give TJ Watt money. There just doesn't seem to be any semblance of what Pittsburgh is trying to do for the future. Now, TJ Watt's going to be 30 next season.
Okay.
And I don't know when we're about to get to another aged defensive end here in a second, but 30 is usually the cutoff point for greatness in defensive ends.
No, I don't think so. That's running backs for sure. I don't think it is in defensive ends. They've got till about 34, 35.
That's a hot take, but okay.
I'm gonna say I think there are ways, especially with the elite defensive ends, as TJ Watt could definitely be defined as one currently and formerly, that they find a way as they get older and less in shape or less in quite playing shape to change their game up so that they can still make their way to the quarterback and still wreak havoc at their position. Now, crazy stat that I saw today, because I agree with Jimmy. I don't know what they're doing because this is a giant amount of money for a very short contract.
Mm-hmm.
But $123 million over 3 years, that is more money than J.J. Watt got paid for his entire NFL career.
I should have been an NFL football player.
That is the craziest stat that I've seen today.
I want to apply to mine.
So you're not re-signing a top 2 pass rusher in the league?
He's the top 2 pass rusher right now, but to Dan's point, so this is a 4-year contract where you're shoveling out a ton of money. And history would tell you he's probably going to decline at this point. I just don't understand it. And he's clearly been disgruntled for 2 years. So, I mean, is that a net positive?
He's been disgruntled?
Oh, he has not been happy in Pittsburgh.
John, you have TJ Watt probably pulled up on your computer right now.
Yeah.
How many years has he been in the NFL?
8, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
This is his 8th season.
So,
or 9th season, sorry.
If
third all time in sacks in a player's first 8 seasons. You're not re-signing that guy.
How many sacks does he have right now?
108.
Fun fact.
Behind only Reggie White and DeMarcus Ware.
That's more than the guy who we're going to refer to in question 5 had in his first 10. Almost. It's too short.
That guy's not getting $123 million though.
I don't know. I think they had to pay someone, and why not one of the best defensive ends in the league?
Listen,
look, I don't know what they're doing with the rest of the roster. This was a good move.
That's the point. Like I don't know how doing this helps you solve all of the other problems you have. I'm not against them re-signing TJ Watt. He's obviously a very good football player. I just don't know how getting this deal done helps you long term to what it feels like you're trying to do after this season.
Yeah, I think it's the cornerstone of your defense if you're going to build around a rookie quarterback next year. You're going to have a strong defense if you're going to do it that way. So to have your premier edge rusher position locked up, like that's a good start to me.
Very surprised you have to have a rookie quarterback deal guy. It's all for this. Dan?
Yes, moving on. Anthony Richardson. Well, that's a fun name, has reportedly recovered from his shoulder surgery. Buyers sell Anthony Richardson will start more than 5 games for the Colts this year.
I sell. You didn't bring in Daniel Jones to be a backup to Anthony Richardson. I think that you're going to probably see Danny Dimes be the starter for the Colts, whether Anthony Richardson is healthy or not.
I think they're paying Anthony Richardson too much to sit him on the bench. He's going to start 7 games.
Yeah, I buy. We're going to see him start more than 5 games this year, just simply due to the fact, like John said, they're paying him a pretty hefty price, and you did not bring Daniel Jones in to be a starter.
The other reason,
I actually don't know why you brought Daniel Jones in. Indianapolis, you have a lot of issues now.
I think there's still some tread on the tires left for Daniel Jones. I think he got a bit of a raw deal with a bad roster in New York. I think there's he's not great by any stretch of the imagination. I think he can be serviceable.
Would you trade Jaden Daniels for him?
Hell no.
You want to know the other reason Anthony Richardson's not going to start more than 5 games in Indianapolis? He sucks, man. He's not
very good.
That's a fair point. Mr. Chickens and Texas A&M ag degree himself, John, your Commanders have signed Von Miller to a 1-year deal. Buy or sell, this could fix the Commanders' defensive woes.
This is what you call the classic Band-Aid on an axe wound. Von Miller is past his prime.
You put that very nicely. That was kind.
Washington desperately needed someone who can sack the quarterback, and Von Miller used to be able to do that, so I think they're hoping that he can recapture the magic for 1 season. It by no means fixes the Commanders' defensive woes. it's just a piece at this point.
I think this was more we're going to be in a lot of shootouts. And if we need somebody that has the ability to get after a guy on one really long third down play, or you just need 3 really good pass rushes in a game out of somebody, Von Miller's going to play more than 3 games. But if you need somebody that's got the experience to probably close out a game for you, even at 36, Von Miller's not a bad guy to have in that situation.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad signing. It doesn't solve the defense for Washington.
I'm there with you. Hey, if you missed buy or sell tonight.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think you brought in Von Miller more for a veteran leadership perspective than anything else, because you have a young defense and you have a grizzled veteran, Von Miller, who not only is an extremely personable person, you've never heard a negative word out of him from any of the teams that he's ever played on.
Right, because most people are afraid to talk bad about him.
Yes.
Which is fair.
And outside of football, he's a giant dork. So he can
that's very true.
Talk to guys just as a normal person.
If you need a seasoned veteran for your HVAC, it's Controlled Comfort. They sponsored this segment. If you're worried about your AC holding up, or maybe it just clonked out on you while you've been listening to this segment, break the glass in case of emergency. Head over to ControlledComfort.com. Tell Controlled Comfort what issues are ailing you. They'll send out a professional tech that will take a look at your problems, diagnose the issue, and give you the answers you've been looking for. Head over to ControlledComfort.com for more tonight. It's a Friday. It's a fun Friday. We're going to tell you what we're watching on TV when we come back at 1620 Zone. If a 36-year-old defensive lineman just fixed all of your woes in the NFL, but you got a 16-year-old team that's making some bad decisions and you found yourself in a little bit of legal trouble with your son or daughter, you need to head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight. Work with Bob Williams and his team. They're going to give you a free, no-obligation legal consultation. Well, they'll sit you down. They'll sit your team down. They'll explain their rights, walk you through the process for whatever charges they're facing, get your son or daughter ready for their big day in court. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. You get a free, no-obligation legal consultation with Bob Williams and his team tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
A little more humid outside, but also warmer here on your Friday evening with temperatures that will eventually be in the upper 70s. That's after sunset tonight. Overnight hours, we drop into the lower 70s with a storm chance as storms move in from north to south overnight tonight, maybe lingering into your Saturday morning. That clears out Saturday afternoon, and we watch temperatures warm up into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today. Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Friday night here on 1620 Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You know, become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to PyramidRoof.com. Get a free estimate for your roof, your windows, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out PyramidRoof.com. Get that free estimate tonight. It's something we've kind of done on a Friday, is given the festivities of the weekend starting, reviewing the shows that we are watching on TV right now. We just started Big Brother. Big fan of this season. And the house is a murder mystery this year. That was kind of themed the house around like a certain theme for the season. It's been fantastic. They brought Rachel Riley back, and I don't think I've hated a reality TV character more than I hate Rachel Riley. So I don't love that aspect of it. I've realized how much I'm not 21 anymore by watching this show too, because like everybody that's around that age on this season just annoys the hell out of me. So I think my love for Big Brother is starting to taper off a little. What are you watching?
So the first 2 episodes of the Apple TV Plus show Foundation for season 3 have come out now. Season 2 dropped today, or season 3 episode 2 dropped today, and I binged the first 2 seasons last winter after I was told about it by a friend of mine, and it's great. If you like sci-fi, it's based on the Isaac Asimov novels. And the basic premise is there's an empire, and they keep cloning the emperor, and they always have 3 on hand: an old one, a middle-aged one, and a young one. And they just kind of rotate them through. When the old one dies, they hatch a new young one, right? And the middle one becomes the old one, the young one becomes the middle one, and they just keep. It's the same guy, and it's the chronicles of this empire, and how there's a scientist who's trying to like uncover like what's happening with the empire, and there's a girl who's like she's really good at math, and she's helping the scientist. It's this whole long saga. It's really good, really well done. One of my favorite shows on TV. Can't wait to watch the first 2 episodes.
Dan, what's going on in the Campen household?
Digging in real deep. I'm almost finished with the new season of Quarterback on Netflix. Wonderful storytelling. I don't think they delved quite enough into Joe Burrow's personal life like I thought they would, but that is a Peyton Manning, Omaha Productions, and NFL Films decision. And I'm sure Joe Burrow was like, I gave you enough of what you wanted and told you that I felt that my privacy was violated. Don't try to violate my privacy anymore.
I'll be completely honest. I have zero desire. I watched the first episode of that show. I have zero desire to watch it anymore. But even when we get into this season, I don't know. I just feel shows like that. We just have so much access to the athletes now. I just kind of feel like you already get it, and I get it. I get the premise around the production and all that, and I think it does get cooler when you get into TV shows. But like, I don't want to watch Kirk Cousins get a haircut. I don't want to watch Patrick Mahomes throw things at a carnival. I know he's not on it this season, but like after finishing it last year, I was just like, okay.
Everybody's trying to capture the magic of 1, Hard Knocks in the early days, and 2, Drive to Survive, like the F1 show.
Yeah,
like everybody's trying to get that.
Well, I think
show.
the reason that F1 is so successful is you don't know anything about those guys. Like the vast majority of people don't know anything about them. Where
in the American audience,
know nothing about it.
Yeah,
where the American audience knows everything about all of these guys all of the time.
And I would imagine for like a fan of the NFL who lives in England or Australia or something like that, they love that stuff because they probably don't get that all of the constant news cycle that we get about it. So
yeah.
Just like American audiences fell in love with Formula One because of Drive to Survive, this is probably doing that for other people in other countries.
Yeah. My only like real sort of tiff that I have with it in general is the way that they structured it this season is pretty like disjointed, because it's like
that's crazy because it didn't feel really that jointed last year.
So are you talking about quarterback or when they did receiver?
Quarterback.
First season. Okay. Yeah. Because it got a little bit more disjointed just in the fact that they ran through like with one quarterback and got all the way to like week 4. And then by like episode 6 or 7, you're like, what do you mean it's week 16 of the NFL season?
I hated that.
And then you're just like, oh, but they're like, I was watching it and I binged it one day as far as I could without just being like, all right, I'm really like tired of this and I don't need any more of this like pounding into my brain. And I was like, oh, they're already at like week 16 and there's like 2 episodes left. So they're going to do like one playoff episode and one reflection on the season. It's really weird. And especially now with being more hands-on and like knowing what's going on in the NFL season and kind of the way that they picked these 3 quarterbacks, like specifically for what I like kind of pay attention to with Kirk Cousins. That was a very public struggle and public story that they had all last season.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, obviously we knew exactly what he was and who he was. And then the robbery thing was like just like a secondary portion of what I knew was going on with him last season. And then Jared Goff, while a wonderful kind of person to like take a look into and to like see kind of how he views the game of football, I knew exactly what happened in the Lions season last year because they're in the same division as the team that I care the most about. So I know exactly what happens with them at every step of the way.
What is the best football-centric TV show of all time?
Football-centric TV show.
We spent the whole commercial break a second ago talking about the league. That's probably number 1 for me, but number 2 I think would probably be Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
I never watched the TV show.
It was good. It was
My
really
wife
good.
has watched it.
It's fantastic.
And I haven't watched it.
They
don't do the thing where they like show you football where it's clearly not people playing football, and that helped that show a lot.
It did. And I put Friday Night Lights as one of my top tier football centric shows.
Never watched All American. I heard it's good though.
My sister loves it.
Which one?
All American.
No, which sister?
All American.
Okay.
My sister, who's an All American.
Last Chance U was kind of cool.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you watch
and like I go back to like Hard Knocks circa like 2009, 2010, 2011. Yeah. Like then it was really good.
When they did the season with the Ravens, that was A+.
Last Chance, my favorite Last Chance U is the ones in Scuba with East Mississippi. Like I just don't think what was that dude's name from Indy?
Jason Brown.
I couldn't stomach that dude. I hated everything about him. I hated everything about Malik Henry. Like I watched that hoping they would lose every game. The second season that makes that happen.
I have to give Jason Brown like a tad bit of credit where credit is due, though.
Do you?
Because, well, when you talk about someone who like realized that he had 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, he cashed in on it.
He's stretched it.
Still stretching it. That podcast is horrible.
Oh, it is literally like just his unfiltered thoughts. And let me tell you.
Yeah, he doesn't hold back.
His unfiltered thoughts are things that no one should have to hear ever.
Yeah, ask his former German football player about that. Hey, if you missed this segment, check it out on the radio replay page on 1620 The Zone. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Listen, if you're looking for new golf polos, head over to Jerry Ryan right now. Try the Mizzen and Main shirts. They have Feel Me written right on the display for a reason. They're the most comfortable shirts that I own. If you're looking for a new golf polo, because the old one that you're wearing is 3 years old, stretched out from that work you've been putting in on the beer cart, head over to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th Dodge. Get yourself a Mizzen and Main polo so they can be number 1 on your depth chart in your closet tonight. We'll be right back on the other side of the break. So another ranking of quarterback lists has come out. Dylan Raiola, is he a tier 4 quarterback? We'll debate the other side of the break. 1620 Zone.
See how the sun shines brightly.
Hey, everybody. John Schreiner here for Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village. They open every day at 4:30. They get live music, and you can still get your reservations in for tonight in Rockbrook Village. They make their pasta fresh every day. That's what sets Pasta Amore apart. And this staple of the Omaha culinary scene is still going strong and gearing up for their 40th year in business. Go in and check out the hand-picked selection of wines, and then I challenge you to find a better wine list in this city. If you need a date night idea, Pasta Amore might be the spot for you. Stop by Rockbrook Village and visit Pasta Amore tonight.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Heat flames are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialists come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Did you think we were coming back? Did you miss us? It's the After Hours Lounge brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. The Athletic has put out, Sam Kahn and Antonio Morales of The Athletic put out their ranking of all 136 Division I quarterbacks, and they broke them down into 7 tiers. Tier 1 being the most talented, Tier 2 being the winners who have proven themselves, Tier 3 being most teams would be happy to have this caliber of quarterback. Tier 4, where Dylan Raiola appears, is some are young and unproven starters with high potential. Tier 5, you've probably seen these quarterbacks before. They've played, but not really put it all together. Tier 6 being these quarterbacks have a lot of question marks, and Tier 7 is largely unproven. And Tier 1 was a little head-scratching to me. It has Cade Klubnik, followed by Garrett Nussmeier, and I think a lot of people would put those two, 1-2 or somewhere of that variation. In there. Lenore Sellers, which you can get me to from an athleticism standpoint at 3. And this is the part that started concerning me. John Mateer and DJ Lagway round out the top 5, followed by Drew Aller, Sam Levitt at 6 and 7. Kevin Jennings from SMU and Josh Hoover from TCU and Arch Manning round out the top 10. And it got me to thinking, am I missing something with John Mateer? Now, we talked about this last week that a few people had them in their preseason Heisman hopeful lists, and he absolutely torched Texas Tech with his legs last season. I know he can bench 600 pounds, and he gets it done with his legs a lot last season against Mountain West-esque teams a year ago in Washington State's conference/non-conference schedule. But he underthrew a lot of guys. And he had the luxury of, let me roll out here to the right because I'm the fastest guy on the field and stand here for 10 seconds while my wide receivers eventually get open if I didn't have the benefit of them just being faster than Mountain West talent anyway and throwing it to them down the field. Now, none of that is John Mateer's fault. I'm not holding anything against him for having that ability to do that. I just don't know how much of a top 10 tier 1 quarterback he's going to be in the SEC. Because he ran the ball a lot for Washington State a year ago.
Yeah.
Running the ball in the Mountain West versus running the ball in the SEC is not going to be the same thing. And he's built like a truck, and I get that. And he's a solid dude, and he's athletic, and I get all that. It's just a different level of competition. And we just don't know what that Oklahoma offense is going to be this year.
Yeah, I mean, they say that, number one is the most talented, and like Mateer fits into that category, right? He's got tons of raw talent.
I don't disagree with that. I disagree with he's a top 10, could be a Heisman contender of it all.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me the most is the touchdown and interception ratio that he had last year. 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. In the Mountain West.
Well, he had like 4 that were deflected that probably should have been picks.
Yeah, and it's good, but that number is going to go way up when you're facing the Alabamas, Auburns, Vanderbilts of the world, where you've got defensive backs who are certified ball hawks.
Washington had 4 drop passes against him that should have been interceptions. Washington.
The tier 1 player who like honestly didn't fit for me. And I like him as a player. He's super fun to watch. It's Kevin Jennings from SMU. Like he's an incredible athlete. His passing needs a lot of polish. Like he's got a funky throwing motion. He doesn't always put it right on the receiver's frame. Like
he had a lot of balls thrown behind him too. And he's only a sophomore too, so he's got to be a junior, but
it's just like, does he belong in tier 1? I mean, look, you got Carson Beck in tier 2. You got Luke Altmaier in tier 2. I think I'd take either of those guys before. Like, and it depends on your offensive system, of course.
He's tailor made for what they do at SMU.
Yes, but if you're running a spread option type offense, Kevin Jennings is great. But if we're talking about pure quarterback play, I don't know. I don't know that he fits in tier 1.
Dan, did you have any gripes with the top tier?
My only real gripe is, and I kind of hate doing this to my boy, but Arch Manning is not a tier 1 quarterback just solely based off of
2 starts.
Yeah,
didn't it kind of feel like they threw him in there at 10 because he's Arch Manning?
Yeah,
okay.
It felt like they rolled out the ball and said, "Okay, there you go." But then
I think he ends up being a tier 1 quarterback this season, but can you put him there preseason? That's the question.
Has he done enough to do so? And I don't think so.
And my biggest was I would flip-flop Lagway and Drew Aller around because DJ Lagway did not make a college football playoff last year, and he was only a freshman. And Drew Aller famously was in the college football playoff.
Drew Aller was in the Final Four of the
almost made it to the championship game. He was 1 field goal away from making it to the final of the college football playoff.
DJ Lagway only attempted 192 passes last year, didn't break the 2,000-yard mark, and threw 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That's tier 1.
Yeah,
doesn't seem too tier 1 to me. As I mentioned, Dylan Raiola comes in that tier 4 slot and is put 40th on this list. And he's behind Mark Gronowski.
He's not as good as Mark Gronowski. We just all have to get over ourselves.
Well, hold on. Mark Gronowski won 2 national championships at the FCS level at South Dakota State. So I'll hear that argument. I mean, this is a guy that's played a ton of football and had a ton of success, albeit at the FCS level.
Bo Prabula?
Yeah, it was that. There's a couple names in front of him that did really make a whole lot of sense. He's also right in front of Blake Horvatch, the quarterback from Navy, who only threw for 1,353 yards last season. And
he's a runner.
Pound the rock.
No, I know. But if we're talking about ranking quarterbacks,
yeah,
that's the guy you're putting behind Dylan Raiola. I don't necessarily know about that. But Gronowski, Damone Williams, Julian Sand, Dante Moore, Nico, Fernando Mendoza, Luke Altmaier, and Drew Aller all come in ahead of Raiola, which would put him 9th and directly in the middle of the pack in the Big Ten, according to this list from Sam Kahn and Antonio Morales from The Athletic. Brendan Sorsby, who Nebraska will see in week 1 from Cincinnati, is number 20 on this list. And we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the show, but there wasn't a hotter and colder quarterback in the country last year than Brendan Sorsby. Now, another guy that gets it done a lot with his legs, and by the time his legs weren't able to do it for him by the end of the season, really affected his ability to throw the football. That wasn't the case with Dylan Raiola a year ago.
No. And there are some guys like on this list, like Eli Holstein, the quarterback from Pitt, is number 29. Marcel Reed, the quarterback from Texas A&M, is at 26. Devin Dampier, who we don't really know anything about at Utah, 12 touchdowns, 12 picks a season ago, is at 25. Like, I just have some problems. Like, once we get down the list of ways, you're doing a lot of projecting. Which,
this list was clearly based on potential.
Yeah. So,
which putting Dylan Raiola at 40 is still head scratching for that reason as well.
Yeah. And I mean, The Athletic usually doesn't do this, which is something that I accuse a lot of the, clickbait media of doing, which is they'll just rank a guy somewhere obnoxious to get people talking. And The Athletic typically doesn't do that. So I don't think that that's what they're doing here. I just have quibbles with some of these rankings because it's like, honestly, what is Pitt going to do this year? Like, is Eli Holstein going to make that big of a difference for Pitt? Is he the 29th best quarterback in the country?
Because the 29th best quarterback in the country should allow you to probably get pretty close to the top of your conference. Pitt's not going to be anywhere near the top of the ACC.
No.
Not, at least probably not even the top 4.
My biggest trouble when a list like this comes out, because I remember we touched on this last year when it came out as well, is the fact that Tier 7 should be all your new starters and freshman quarterbacks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I think you could throw a couple. These dudes just suck into that category, but I'm with you.
No. There are a bunch of these dudes just suck, and smaller FCS level programs, group of 5 school kind of things there. But it always just like chaps my hide that you see guys like Bryce Underwood and Julian Sayin in the same tier as Dylan Raiola when it's like
they've done nothing.
Cool. You've got their high school tape. And yes, maybe they will be very, very good. All signs point to them being very, very good. But a largely unproven group, that is where the unproven college quarterback goes in Tier 7 because they have something to work for. It's proof that they're good.
You know who's in Tier 7 that when they came out of high school probably didn't expect to find themselves in Tier 7? Malachi Nelson, the former 5-star quarterback that committed to USC, ended up at Boise State, got beaten out by Maddox Madsen. He's now starting at UTEP this year.
What a fall.
And listen, I mean, kid's got a ton of upside. We obviously saw UTEP up close and personal a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just that's going to be a really interesting story to see what comes of it.
Also, they're doing my boy Caden Anderson real wrong. 121 on the list. You kidding me? Let the Cowboys ride, baby.
Yeah. Wyoming's got to win some football games this year, Dan. That's
I know.
Hey, if you missed us breaking down the Athletics list of all of the quarterbacks in Division I college football today, check it out at our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by our friends at AX Plumbing, Home or Residential. They can do it all. If you have a big-time plumbing problem, but not a big-time plumbing budget, AX Plumbing is here to help. They have financing available on the website. If you're starting to see your water back up in your basement, there's probably some tree roots growing into your pipes. If that's happening, you need to have them come out and do their water jetting process. They'll run a camera down your pipe. They'll take a look at what's clogging it up, what's causing the backflow issues, and they will fix it long-term for you. Check out axpservice.com for more details tonight. We wrap up the show with our trash takes of the evening. The other side of the break, 1620 The Zone.
Good evening, everybody. It is Dan Campion here once again to remind you that Pepper Jack's Grill is the only place in this great city and in this great state where I can get my steak gunner Philly with all the vegetables, including that jalapeno juice to get it the Fireball way and to fire me up every single weekend. And of course, I love those Pepper Jack sides, whether it's the fries or their brand new cheese curds and jalapeno poppers, I know that if I go to Pepper Jack's, I'm going to be satisfied. And if you just got hungry like I did while giving you this read, you got to go to Pepper Jack's tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot fieldhouse featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Heat waves are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialist come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Is the Force strong with you? Find out this July with Project Solo. Find your favorite Star Wars cans of your favorite Coke products through July 31st. Stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up 12 packs of Coke for just $3.99 when you purchase 4 between July 2nd through the 6th. Also pick up half-liter 6-packs with your favorite Star Wars characters for $3.99. 16-ounce body armor or 28-ounce Power Rate singles, just $1 all month long. Hy-Vee and Chesterman Coca-Cola, creating Jedi all over Nebraska.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth. They know vaping is dangerous, don't they? The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
The world never stops spinning. Hungry moments come every second. How you satisfy them? With giant slices and specialty fries. Lighthouse Pizza and Fries lights up your cravings. Visit them at 74th and Pacific or online at lhpizza.com.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It is closing time on After Hours on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Book for estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com and get those resolutions tonight. It is time for our trash takes of the evening. What we'll do here is all of us will give a take. We'll put a poll up on Twitter with our takes. You'll vote on who had the best take and who had the worst take. We'll have the trashiest take of the night. Who wants to start us off? I'll go first.
Okay. I was just getting ready.
Since everybody was so ready to jump on that.
I was going to jump.
A bettor in Biloxi, Mississippi has put in over 30 bets back in March of 2023 on unders for Terry Rozier, a former Charlotte Hornets, current Miami Heat basketball player. All 30 of these bets hit, and the bet totals were over $13,000. This is not necessarily a take, it's more advice. Don't do this. If you know something, if you have some kind of insider information and you know that this bet is going to bet a couple $100, bet on one of them. Don't be stupid. First of all, you probably shouldn't do it at all. Don't do it like this, because 13,000 bets on all unders of one player who probably in his entire lifetime isn't going to have $13,000 worth of bets put on him is going to set off every alarm ever made in a casino to let you know that you're probably not getting your money.
Yeah.
End of PSA.
It's just goofy how like people think they can get away with it. Like, yeah, I know other people have been caught, but they won't get me. Like,
don't bet on your mom's name if you're 17 years old. Don't bet on your uncle's name if you're a college athlete. Just don't. I think that's the moral here. Just don't.
It's goofy. We got the media poll for the SEC today.
Mm-hmm.
And Texas came in first, Georgia second, Alabama third, LSU 4, South Carolina 5. No real surprises there.
I can only hear Brent Musburger when somebody says, and Texas.
Oklahoma was picked 6th by the SEC media.
They got John Mateer.
And received 3 first-place votes.
And Brent Venables, we trust.
I'm here to tell you, folks, Oklahoma in 2025 is not finishing 6th in the SEC.
Okay.
Oklahoma will finish no higher than 9th in the SEC this season. That's my prediction. And if you're voting Oklahoma first, I would like some of what you're on because you are feeling really good about right now.
Hold on.
Just looking at the FPI has their projected record. And I know FPI is not perfect.
Fair.
But it's what we have to go on.
It's all we got.
As long as it's not the preseason AP poll.
7-5 is the projected record for Oklahoma to finish 10th. This is not happening. Oklahoma will not finish 6th.
I think we need you to stand on business here, John Schreiner. What do we get if Oklahoma finishes top 5 in the SEC? What is John Schreiner willing to do publicly on the air if the Oklahoma Sooners finish top 5 in the SEC?
If Oklahoma finishes...
I'm giving you a little bit of that here, too, because you said 6. That's what they're projected. Top 5.
Top 5.
So that means they're flirting with a playoff bid.
I don't. What can I do? I don't know.
Would you try to eat 25 wings?
I won't do that ever again. Thank you.
I've got one.
What do you got, Dan?
You have to come in full Broadway costume for the musical Oklahoma, and you have to sing the song "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning."
Or you could sing Boomer Sooner. We'll let you choose.
How about this?
And you've got to put some effort into it.
I will buy and wear an Oklahoma hat and Oklahoma shirt for an entire week of the show.
I feel like that. Well, how about just the hat? Because you said you wear the same shirt every night. Probably gonna.
I'll wash it.
Probably a little stanky, a little something on it.
I'm fine with that.
All right, we'll accept that.
Okay.
I kind of want to hear you sing at some point, though. Dan, what do you
don't
got?
Really? Actually, unless it's Johnny Cash, I can do that.
That makes sense. You have the range for it.
Have you heard him sing?
I just want to once again. You can just hear it in his voice. I just want to once again implore everyone, if you are not watching the Open/the Open Championship, as John likes to call it right now, or an average golfer, I would encourage you to watch it because it is real life proof that professional golfers, they're just like us. Shane Lowry's
What of us?
Shane Lowry's tee shot today that went errant, and he got hot mic'd saying all the words that you can't say on television, lightened my soul a little bit and made me say, oh, Shane Lowry, one of the greatest golfers in the world, is having the same exact problem that I have.
Somebody pointed out that at all the majors this year, at one point during the round, Shane Lowry has said F this place. Every major.
It's a good bit. It's a good bit.
And you know what?
I say that on the show every night.
It sometimes propels him into better standings.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. That's the whole show. If you missed any of it tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620zone.com.
This summer, skip the backyard hassle and let Pepper Jacks do the grilling for This summer, skip the backyard hassle and let Pepper Jacks do the grilling for you. We're talking hot off the grill flavor. Philly sandwiches, rice bowls, nachos, and more made fresh and fired up just how you like it. Whether you're fueling up after the game or grabbing a bite before you hit the pool, we got your summer craving covered. Dine in, carry out, or hit up the Pepper Jacks app. No flames at home? No problem. We're grilling all summer long. Pepper Jacks, where flavor takes the field.
Pepper Jacks Grill. When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle.